Gordon, an osteopath from Harrogate.
And I'm John Bruce, an osteopath from Keighley.
And today we're going to talk to you about neck pain, acute neck pain, and what to do to try and ease it at home.
Yep. So the first bit is pain management. Sarah's going to start off with
contrast bathing. So we've talked about this in a couple of our other YouTube videos. The first thing to do really if your neck is painful is to do a bit of hot and cold therapy. Just like we said before, grab yourself something like an ice pack or a bag of frozen peas or some ice cubes in a tea towel so it doesn't freeze burn your neck. Put them on the sore area. You could do this when you're lying down, it's probably more relaxing, for 3 to 5 minutes only, because it's quite thin skin at this part of the spine, so it doesn't need long, just till it cools down, and then alternate that with a hot water bottle. So literally doing 5 minutes cold, or 3 to 5 minutes cold, 3 to 5 minutes hot, 3 to 5 minutes cold, for about 25 minutes. That's a really good way of just calming down the inflammation you might be feeling.
So once you've increased the blood supply to the area, probably the best thing to do is get some topicals, some nice gel, anti-inflammatory gel, and apply it onto the sore area of the neck and work that well in. You can take tablets of anti-inflammatory, but just be mindful of the medication you're taking and how much that might affect them. And also if you're asthmatic, or indeed if you have quite serious kidney problems. Paracetamol alongside that will help ease the pain. By all means, and even some muscle relaxants such as alcohol is the best way to ease muscle spasm. In some ways, just 1 or 2 drinks a day helps ease the muscle spasm. Alongside that, you can try some homeopathic influence such as arnica, particularly if there's been a bit of trauma to the neck. Rustox and Rutagrave, also individually or together. They work well together as a one tablet or as an individual, and they help ease the pain of the neck. Some gentle, easy exercises for the neck.
So firstly, you might be getting pain because the joints at the back of the neck have got squashed together. So if you want to loosen off those joints, a simple way of doing that is literally to tuck your chin into your chest, and that helps elongate the back of the neck. Now, your neck might be sore if you're sitting up for a long time, because the head itself is quite heavy, the muscles at the back of the neck are quite small, so it might be worth considering lying down for 5 minutes out of every hour in the day. And while you're doing that lying down, you could do this simple stretch exercise, which you could do sitting up, but it's just probably easier lying down. So if you just find yourself a firmish surface, a firm bed, or even on the floor, and just lie down, and when you're down there, try and tuck your chin in towards your chest and just hold it there to try and strengthen the muscles at the front of the back, front of the neck, and elongate the joints at the back. If you find that uncomfortable to lie flat, you can just put the pillow under your head and then do exactly the same thing. So you're just trying to bring your chin to your chest, giving yourself double chins, but it does help elongate the back of the neck. So that's quite a basic exercise to do, but it's quite effective. Also, you need to be thinking about your posture in your rib cage, your thoracic spine. A lot of people end up with neck pain because their upper back has got a bit curved and a bit sort of hunched over. So if I just stand sideways, you'll see what I mean. If you're hunched in your shoulders, that means my chin points up and my neck gets compressed. So if you just think about bringing your shoulder blades back and together, that immediately gives me more space in my neck and allows me to bring my chin down to my chest much better. So another exercise to do is imagine you had an orange between your shoulder blades, and you're trying to squeeze it together like that. So if I stand sideways, if I'm squeezing my shoulder blades together, then I'm much happier, much more able to move my neck into elongation at the back and bringing my chin down at the front.
Once you've done a bit of work to ease the neck, you can then try and get more involved the back, just beneath the neck, the thoracic spine, between the shoulder blades area. And one of the exercises I give out is called air swimming. So swimming is good for backs because it uses the arms and puts good movement into the back of the chest to get that working more. And all you're going to do is air swimming is a bit of gentle crawl, floppy arms, minimal effort, maximal movement, not as long as it doesn't hurt. Bit of backstroke, and again you're doing about 30 seconds to a minute of each of those strokes, just floppy arms, and trying to get a bit of work through into the back of the chest. Finally, a bit of Morecambe Wise, that those can remember that, or touching the hands up and down your back, which again you can do even gently and carefully in the shower, just to allow a bit of heat into the muscles and gently allow a bit of pliability into that area as well, just to gently and slowly and carefully there. And those three elements allows a bit more work into the back of the chest.
Yeah, and similarly, another exercise that's similar to that for opening up the rib cage is just the figure of 8 exercise. So you literally cross your hands onto your opposite shoulders, bring your elbows together, so you're sitting up so that your pelvis can't move, and then imagine that your elbows are like a giant piece of chalk, and I had a blackboard in front of me and I'm just trying to draw a figure of 8 with my elbows in front of me. And that again helps get some extra movement in this part of the spine, which then takes the pressure off the joints in the neck, because the neck movement does start in the rib cage. So the more movement you have in the rib cage, the less your neck actually has to do. The other simple exercise I give people, which is sort of a preventative exercise, but it might help you when you're in pain as well, is just some very simple side bend stretches. So if you just tip your one ear towards your opposite shoulder, to the same shoulder, and then put your hand on the top of your head and just encourage a little bit of extra movement there, stretches out the muscles on that side of the neck. And then you can do the same thing on the other side, again stretching out those muscles. And you can also do that forward as well to stretch the back, at the top of the back. So you just lean forward, just slightly encourage the movement there. One exercise that I wouldn't encourage is any rolling or sort of dynamic movement of the neck like that. That's not great for the joints of the neck, so I wouldn't do that. Yeah, so that's the main things for the neck. Hot and cold, maybe a bit of painkillers, muscle relaxants, some homeopathic remedies, and then some very simple stretches where you're elongating the back of the neck and getting extra movement into your rib cage. Thank you.
Thank you.